A physicist named Erwin Schrödinger imagined a cat sealed inside a box, and he said something that sounds insane. Until you open the box, the cat is not alive or dead. It is both at the same time. Every possibility held together until someone looks. And the instant you look, reality picks one. Alive or dead, never before. The looking itself forces the world to choose, and that same law is quietly running your life. So many people dream big and do nothing. The dream stays with them, a life they can almost touch, and still years pass, and they never begin. Maybe you know that feeling. It might be a dream, the one thing you'd love to build, or it might be a person, someone you've wanted to tell for years and never did, because as long as you never ask, they can still say yes. And every time you reach for it, you pull your hand back, because some part of you already knows the truth. Your dream is that cat. Unopened, it stays every possibility. Alive, perfect, endless. Open it. And it becomes one real thing that either worked or didn't. And a closed box feels safer than an answer. So you wait. And the dream stays alive only because you never looked. And you watch other people move. A friend starts posting. Someone begins the thing they always talked about, and you feel a quiet pain. Not jealousy, something deeper. That could have been me. But look at what they actually did. They didn't have a better dream. They took their cloud of maybes and let it become one real thing. Smaller, rougher, imperfect, but real. You kept yours untouched, perfect, endless, and out of reach. So you get motivated. You plan the whole life. For a day, you feel ready. For a week, you almost begin. But then the first real move arrives, the one that turns the beautiful maybe into one ordinary fact. And something in you pulls the brake. Now think back. The few times you did begin, you were fine. An hour in, the fear was gone. The task was just a task. You even wondered why you waited so long. So the pain was never the work. It lives in one place only. The moment you look. The page you never opened. The message you never sent. The 3 words you never said out loud. That single step from thinking to touching, where I could becomes I did or I didn't. That's where you stop every time. Because looking ends the maybe. And the maybe was the safest place you've ever lived. This was never laziness. It's a mind that would rather keep a perfect maybe than touch one imperfect real. But why would looking change anything? There's an experiment that proves it does. Maybe the strangest in all of science. The double-slit experiment. Fire a single particle at a wall with 2 openings. It goes through both at once, as if it refused to choose and became every path at the same time. A wave of every possibility. Then place one detector there, just to watch. And the instant you look, the wave collapses. One path, one reality, unwatched, it was everything. Watched, it became one thing. Reality doesn't settle until something looks at it. And your dream is that wave, 100 glowing versions, alive at once, until the day you finally look. That's why beginning feels like losing something. Because it is. You lose every other version the moment you choose one. And here's what waiting does. An unwatched dream doesn't stay calm. Left in the dark, your fear fills it in. It collapses the dream in the shadows into the worst version of itself. A small thing, never looked at, throws an enormous shadow. A 2-minute task becomes a monster on the wall. The task didn't change. Not looking made it huge. So you try to feel safe first. You make a plan, a perfect plan. But planning feels like progress without the risk of looking. And slowly, the plan becomes one more way to never open your eyes. So let's say the true thing, the thing under all of it. You are not avoiding the work. You are avoiding the version of you that would exist if the work actually worked. Read that again. Because as long as the dream stays a wave, you get to be every version of yourself. The one who could have been great, the one who might still be, all of them alive at once, untested, unfailed, just like the cat in the closed box. A dream you never start can never die. So the freezing was never about the task, it was about the collapse, and who you'd have to be once the wave became a single, undeniable fact. So please, stop calling it laziness. Lazy people don't lie awake, aching for a life they're too afraid to start. That ache is a wave with nowhere to collapse. The fear isn't broken, it's guarding something. The safe, endless maybe, the you that has never failed because it was never chosen. You are not lazy, you are standing at the edge of a life your nervous system cannot predict yet, and a mind that can't predict the outcome treats the unknown as a threat. But collapse is not death. Collapse is the only way anything becomes real. Nothing true ever existed as a wave. It had to be chosen to be born. And so do you. So how do you collapse a wave you're terrified to touch? Not all at once. You've already tried all at once. See the whole life be certain, begin perfectly today, and it froze you solid. That's not one look. That's collapsing your entire future in a single stare. No one survives that much reality at once, so don't look at the whole dream. Look at one small corner of it. So small, the fear doesn't count it as the collapse. Not build the whole thing. Just open the page, just one ugly sentence. Just 2 honest minutes. One action, small enough that your fear cannot stop it. You're not trying to feel ready. You're letting one tiny part of the wave come down before the fear even notices you looked. And that one small corner collapses. Just that one. Quiet, unimpressive, but real. For the first time, a piece of the dream is no longer a maybe. It's a thing you did, and the piece beside it settles too. The cold blue warms to gold. One clear path resolves out of the fog from your feet to the door. You didn't become fearless. You're still scared. You just let one honest inch come down anyway. And that's the whole secret. You don't start because you feel ready. You feel ready because you started. Maybe the dream isn't waiting for a perfect version of you. Maybe it's waiting to be chosen by the first honest version of you. Still scared, still uncertain, but finally willing to look. So before you sleep tonight, ask yourself one gentle question. Not, why am I so lazy? But, what is one dream or one person you keep in a closed box because opening it would make your life too real? And then one smaller thing. What is the one small corner, so small your fear wouldn't notice, that you could finally look at tomorrow? If this reached you even a little, stay with ODDROOT, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and come back for more stories that help you understand yourself. One hidden pattern at a time. And tonight, if the dream still feels too far, don't try to collapse the whole thing. Just find the one small corner your fear can't stop, and look at that. You were never lazy. You were holding a beautiful wave. You were too afraid to collapse. You won't feel ready. You'll feel scared. And you'll let one honest inch come down anyway. That's how a closed box, one small look at a time, finally becomes a life. Good night.